new and interesting, and the South African public would be interested in this. Was he recording every conversation that he had with everybody? Was he more interested in writing a book that would mask his legacy as far as performance at Eskom is concerned? And is that what this book is about? Because if the message is there's corruption at Eskom, we've all heard it before. And that's not, as you correctly point out, the issue. The issue is what are you doing about it? And what are the law enforcement agencies doing about it at the end of the day? And what are each of us contributing to minimizing the possibilities of corruption? Because we want to see a society where this phenomenon does not exist in any form. So this is not about shooting the messenger. This is not this poor little guy that's being attacked. I mean, he goes into personal descriptions of all sorts. I haven't read the book. Is that necessary to give an account of what you did or didn't do at an institution like Eskom? In order to explain to people why Eskom is where it is today, after 3 years of his stint there, at the end of this period. If you are in charge, you are in charge. If you are in charge, the buck stops with you. If you are in charge, you must show a sense of responsibility, and if you haven't accomplished your mission, show a sense of remorse. I'm sorry, South Africa. I tried my best. I couldn't do better than what I did. That's what was required. So, forgive me for disagreeing.
If you remember from EFF presser, Julius Malema said Pravin and Andrew, they deserve each other. They can bite each other however they want. And this was after Andre De Ruyter released his book, which exposed corruption within Eskom. It also exposed Jamnanda's hands. So the Public Enterprise Minister, Pravin Gordhan, has described former Eskom CEO Andre De Ruyter allegation that he was micromanaging the power utility as absolute nonsense. He has told SCOPA that De Ruyter was operating in his own free will while also writing a book, not doing his job, and that clause 15 in his contract requires confidentiality.
But I think the CEO has done two things that should be noteworthy. First, the contract that he signed as a self-proclaimed champion of corporate governance and as the only person in town who understands the role of various institutions and people within a corporate governance context. There's a clause 15 in his contract that he signed when he was employed as CEO, which requires confidentiality in terms of the affairs of the institution that he served. In no big institution like Eskom, in the private sector, would you have a CEO who has left for whatever reason, going and writing chapter and verse about events that have been taking place within the company itself. But secondly, he seems to have remembered, for some reason, in particular the 1980s, and taken the country back to Swat Kafar tactics by labeling all of us as communists, as people who are mindless, as people for whom the hammer and sickle must be drawn in our parking bays, which is the worst insult that anyone can cast on South Africans who want this country to work, who want Eskom to work, who want load shedding to end, and who want to mobilize capacity within Eskom, within government, and within society as a whole in order to make sure that the right things are done.